All right, let's be real for a second. Every year, a shiny new phone drops. The ads are everywhere, the influencers are flexing it, and your buddy at work shows up like, check out my new iPhone, bro. And suddenly, your perfectly fine phone feels ancient. That little voice creeps in. Maybe I should upgrade too. But hold up, do you really need a new phone every year? Or are we just falling for the hype? Today, we're breaking it down. The real signs you actually need to upgrade. The times you really don't, and some smart tricks to save money while still getting a solid phone. So let's get into it. Let's be honest. Most of us upgrade for the wrong reasons. The biggest one? Marketing hype. Phone companies are masters at making tiny changes look revolutionary. A chip that's faster than ever, a camera that's slightly better in low light, or even just a fresh color that makes your old phone suddenly feel boring. Then there's peer pressure and FOMO. Maybe your friend just grabbed the latest iPhone or that flashy Samsung Ultra, and now your phone feels outdated, even though it still works perfectly fine. And don't forget those trade-in deals. Carriers love dangling offers like, upgrade for only $20 a month. Sounds cheap, right? But stack that up for a couple years, and you've paid way more than you needed to. One guy online even shared how he jumped from the iPhone 13 to the 14. And after a week, he couldn't even tell the difference. His old phone was still fast, still had solid battery, and basically, he just paid hundreds of dollars for a new wallpaper. The truth is, phones today are already insanely powerful. Even a 3-year-old phone can handle social media, Netflix, video calls, and even gaming without breaking a sweat. You're not really missing out, unless you count missing out on keeping more money in your pocket. So, when should you actually upgrade? Let's run through the real signs and why they happen. First up, performance lag. And honestly, this one's inevitable. Updates get heavier, apps demand more power, and your storage fills up with junk. On top of that, the internal flash storage in your phone wears out with heavy use. As it degrades, reading and saving files takes longer, which makes apps open slower. Combine all that, and suddenly your phone feels sluggish. So if yours is constantly freezing, crashing, or taking forever to load basic apps, yeah, that's a red flag. Second, battery life. Honestly, this is the #1 killer. If you're charging your phone 3 times a day or it dies at 30%, that's a sign it's on its last legs. On iPhones, you can literally check battery health in settings. If it's below 80%, your battery is considered worn out. On Android, some brands like Samsung Galaxy show it too. In fact, with Samsung, you can just open the Samsung Members app, go to Support, then Diagnostics, and tap battery status. It'll tell you if your battery is good, normal, weak, or bad. If it starts showing weak or bad, you either replace it through Samsung Care, or it's probably time for an upgrade. Third, random freezes or reboots. This usually happens because the software is colliding with failing hardware, or your phone just can't keep up with modern apps anymore. When you start seeing those surprise restarts, it's a warning flag. Fourth, software support. Here's the thing. Once your phone stops getting updates, especially security patches, it slowly becomes more vulnerable. Developers also stop optimizing apps for older versions. That's why an app might feel buggy on your phone, but runs smooth on a newer one. Fifth, physical damage. Cracks in the screen, a broken charging port, a faulty camera lens. These don't just look bad, they hurt daily usability. And if fixing them costs almost as much as replacing a phone, upgrading might be smarter. Sixth, storage maxed out. Phones slow down when storage is always full. And beyond speed, it's just frustrating. If you're deleting photos every week, just install an app, you're fighting a losing battle. Seventh, connectivity issues. Networks evolve. If your phone doesn't support 5G or even newer Wi-Fi standards, you'll start noticing slower connections compared to everyone else. And sometimes, carriers literally drop support for older bands, so the phone becomes less useful, even if it still turns on. And lastly, overheating. Every phone gets warm under heavy use, but overheating during simple stuff like scrolling or streaming usually means one of two things. Either the processor is being pushed too hard, or the battery is degrading and generating excess heat. Neither is a good sign. Now, here's something I love from online discussions. One guy said he kept his Galaxy S8 for almost 6 years, but the only reason he gave up was because it overheated constantly and the battery started swelling. On the flip side, another person just replaced the battery on their iPhone XS and said it instantly felt like a brand new phone again. So yeah, sometimes you need a full upgrade. But sometimes a $70 battery swap buys you another year or two. Now, when should you not upgrade? Pretty simple. If your phone still runs fine, still gets updates, and still holds a charge, you don't need a new one. And if the so-called upgrade is just minor stuff, like a chip that's 10% faster or the same design but in a new blue color, don't fall for it. It's like trading in your car just because the new headlights look cooler. Silly, right? Same thing with phones. So what's the sweet spot? For the average person, upgrading every 3 to 4 years is perfect. That way, you get meaningful improvements, better cameras, longer updates, faster charging, without wasting money every year. For heavy users, like mobile gamers or people shooting a lot of video, maybe 2 to 3 years makes sense. And if you're a light user, just calls, texts, and a bit of WhatsApp, you could easily stretch it to 4, even 5 years. And here's the good news. Companies like Apple, Samsung, and Google now offer longer update support. Apple keeps iPhones updated for 6 to 7 years. Samsung promises up to 7 years of software updates on their latest flagships. Google's Pixel 8 and newer also get 7 years of updates. That means your phone stays secure and usable for way longer than before. Okay, but let's say you are ready to upgrade. How do you do it smartly? First, time your trade-in. Phones lose value fast, but you can usually get the best deals right after new model drops, when carriers are desperate to lock you in. Second, by last year's flagship. Honestly, that's one of the best deals in tech. You get 90% of the features for sometimes half the price. Third, don't sleep on mid-range phones. These days, $400 to $500 devices are surprisingly solid. You don't always need to spend $1,200 to get a great experience. And finally, sometimes you just need a new battery, not a whole new phone. Replacing a battery can cost a fraction of the price and instantly make your device feel new again. So here's the bottom line. Stop upgrading just because of hype. Upgrade when your phone shows real signs: bad battery, lag, no updates, or broken hardware. Otherwise, keep your money and wait until the jump actually feels worth it. Now I want to hear from you. How often do you upgrade your phone? Every year? Every 3 years? Or are you rocking a 5-year-old legend that just won't quit? Drop your answer in the comments, and let's see who's been holding out the longest. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and remember, your phone doesn't need to be new to be awesome.